This is the MC Reggie Fresh Morning Show. A station that pays.
This is MC Reggie Fresh from the MC Reggie Fresh Morning Show, and coming to you from Jackson, Mississippi, we got AK Armstrong. She's in the building. What's going on, Miss Armstrong?
What's going on, MC Reggie Fresh?
Hey, ain't nothing to it but to do it. We're going to talk about them Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, my beloved Steelers.
So the first thing I want to ask you, how long you been a Steeler fan?
I've been a Steelers fan since 1978. I became a Steelers fan on a technicality. I was 8 years old at the time.
Yes, ma'am.
And my parents were cheering for, it was Monday Night Football. I think it was the last Monday Night Football game.
Uh-huh.
And my parents were cheering for the Houston Oilers at the time because the Houston Oilers had 4 players from Jackson State.
Right.
My mom and dad's alma mater as well as mine on the team.
Right.
So that was Robert Brazil. I can't think of the other 3. It was a cornerback. They had about 4 players.
That's when they had Earl Campbell.
Right.
Okay.
And, Bum Phillips was the coach.
Yeah, Bum Phillips was the coach. You know what? I watched that game. I watched it because it was doing the.
Right.
I remember sitting in the chair. I cried when we got beat. I think we lost it, didn't we? Yep.
We were. I think that was the only game we lost that year.
And you know what? They were singing that song, Houston Oilers. You remember? I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yes, and so during that game, before the games came on, which the Monday Night Football song,
right?
I still love today. My dad asked me. He said, "Baby girl, who you going for?" And so I asked him. I said, "Well, who you going for?" And he told me. And I asked my mom. I said, "Who you going for?" And they both were going for Houston, and rightfully so because of the players from Jackson State.
Right.
And so I like to be an underdog. So
right.
I like to root my own horn. So I said, "Look, since you all are going for the Houston Oilers, I'm going to go for, at the time, this is at the time, I'm 8 years old.
Right.
I'm going to go for the team in the black and yellow."
Okay.
It has stuck because I'm a loyal person. So Pittsburgh has stuck with me from that time.
Okay, then. That's what I'm talking about. So let me ask you this. So who's your favorite player overall?
Present or past?
Past, overall.
The most decorated Steeler, Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green.
Here in where I stay now in the DFW area, the University of North Texas is the Mean Green. And that's named after Mean Joe. And in my opinion, he is the most decorated Steeler. And I love that he's from this area.
All right.
I hate that delusional fan base.
That's what I'm talking about. Then let me ask you this. Did you see the show, that special he had on the that little article about the whole, his story, his lifetime story?
Yes,
you seen that? That was a good show.
Right. And it's amazing that his children and his grandchildren, especially his grandchildren per se, they don't know that side of him, the football side. All
right.
they know is Papa.
Papa,
and,
yeah.
He's a photographer and all of that.
Yeah.
To me, he's the most decorated Steeler. He put us on the map.
Okay, you're right.
If our defense could get back to that now.
Well, you know what? We're working on it because, see, you remember our offensive line was kind of slow, and they picked it up. They all Pro Bowlers. Now we got a young defensive thing. Now they building up because they was horrible. Now they getting better. But you know what the problem was since Palomalo left? It caught up with us because usually Pittsburgh can put people in place and we can go on and start where we left off at.
Right.
But you know who was on the recruiting? It was Mean Joe Green. That's what he did, the recruiting. That's why we were so good on the defense.
Right.
And when he left, it kind of fell off.
Right. And we haven't, well, that 2008 to 2010 defense in between those years with Casey Hampton.
Yeah, Ryan Clark, them boys were bad.
That was a good defense.
Yeah.
That was a good defense.
So we get back to that. We're going to be all right. Now, let me ask you this. What do you think about Oakley? We don't win up there. For some reason, we can't win in Oakley, especially with Big Ben being the quarterback. So what you think we need to do, and who's going to win the game, and give me a score?
I think, just like you were just stating that a lot of our fans now are giving the defense a hard time, but it really starts with our offense because our offense we have a lot of weapons.
Right, that's what I'm saying. As long as we can score.
What needs to happen is, I know Ben is a leader, and I know that he has criticized some players, like last week in the past, but he has to be accountable as well. So it starts with our leader. It starts with Big Ben.
Right.
Eliminating turnovers.
Right.
Decreasing the amount of overthrown balls he throws to receivers.
Yeah.
Sustaining drives. As long as as potent as our offense is,
we should score every time.
Drive,
yeah.
That takes pressure off of our defense.
Right.
Because our offense is on the field. So that means our defense doesn't have that much pressure.
And then if they on the field a lot, they don't get no rest.
Exactly. So a lot of people, you hear all of that. You hear these chants of it's the defense.
No, the defense has stepped up.
If you go back to the last game against the Chargers,
the defense kept us in the game.
We were 23-7 at halftime. Our offense didn't score but 7 points in the last 4 minutes of the game.
Yep.
So you're putting it on our defense, but our offense didn't sustain drives. They didn't score. So how are you going to just lay all that burden on our defense when our offense, as potent as it is, has to produce? It has the weapons. So we have to settle down, eliminate those turnovers, and do it the Pittsburgh way, because we are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You already know. You already know. And look, but see, check this out, though. See, this is what I know. First of all, in that last game we played, the referees, and I'm not making excuses for our team, but you know, it was a turning point. It takes the air out of you when you sat there and you made a stop. It's 3rd and 10, and they do a false start and they don't call it, and they end up getting a touchdown on that play. That's pathetic. Them referees get paid too much money to miss calls like that, especially when it's on the big screen. You can't miss it.
Right, because
that was the turning point. It was twice. 14 points should be taken away from them because they did. It was a punch in the back. I mean, a hit in the back. They didn't call it. And a false start. They didn't call it. And that should have been called. Period.
Well, I still don't make excuses for the refs. I really don't. Because those are things that you have to overcome in a game.
Right.
The refs are human, but I know those calls were blatant. They should.
That's what I'm saying, right? Because they ain't gonna get all up. Because basically, you can call a holding on every call, but them particular calls right there on that particular play, on them play, you got to call that. That causes games. Because people don't want to be going all the way to Pittsburgh, like me going all the way up there to Pittsburgh. And if I'd have lost the way we lost because of them calls, I'd have been highly upset.
Right, and our coach did allude to that. I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah.
He probably would have been fine.
Yeah, he know.
Another call that people don't realize that was missed too was on the
kick when they did the field goal. Yeah, that dude missed. He moved. That center ain't supposed to move. Like, right.
He moved.
You know. But other than that, you're right.
We're just gonna have to overcome that, and the only way. I mean, there are three phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. Our offense, you have to pick your poison. That's our best weapon right now.
Yeah.
So our offense is going to have to do a better job of scoring every time. Pittsburgh can move the ball on anybody.
You already know. You seen it. And you know what? Here's what made me upset.
If we get to that red zone, we stop. We just act like we don't know what we're doing.
I know it don't make no sense, but it's real simple. I don't care if you got 4 plays to get over that goal line. The best play to do it simple is you put Nick in the middle, that big 45 running back, and you let that running back follow him, whoever it is.
Exactly.
Because it's too easy.
Where was the fullback on any of those plays?
You see him score? Did you see the same way he scored that one time? They can do that every time. Period.
It's like they know the recipe for success. It's just like they just get complacent, and we tend to sometimes. This game really scares me.
Yeah,
because we play down to our.
We played, and that's what we always been doing. And everybody plays good on us. That's like racing somebody. You're gonna play more. You're gonna run faster than you do if you run with somebody. If you race somebody faster than you, you're gonna be faster anyway. And that's what we do.
Do that that, MC Reggie Fresh?
Yeah.
Because, once again, we are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You already know.
We set the standard.
We set the
are
standards.
standard.
You better believe it.
So that's why we're going to get our best game from all 31 teams.
You already know. And listen to this. That's how it goes. And that's why I be telling people. But listen to this. Here's one thing that I do know. For some reason, if we got a big lead, we take the foot off the gas and we end up in the dogfight. Or we got to get hit in the jaw to go on and take over. That's just how we always play. We have to.
We just won't. With the type of offense that we have right now, it's no way that Dobbs or Rudolph could be getting some type of playing time in the fourth quarter.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that because we got too many weapons.
On the gas and keep your foot on the gas
and don't look back. I hate that old conservative play. We be throwing check downs on 3rd and 10. Throw it to the first down marker. I hate that.
Right. And that's another thing. Our run pass ratio is gonna have to get better. I mean, Ben is a leader. And he's going to have to know the difference between the run sets up the pass sets up the run. We just got to get it right. If you got to use 3 backs, we hardly ever use Nick.
You got to use him. Yeah, Nick, we put him on goal line, but we need to use him all the time on the goal line, our short yardage.
Right.
But Big Ben do criticize people, but you know what he says? Ben said that he do it, and they know it to make him even better. But, that Ben knows that he's going to get criticized too, regardless to the public, because he's the king. He's the general. Anytime you the quarterback, you're going to win. You're going to be the blame for losing, and you're going to be the blame for, you're going to get the praise for winning.
Right.
And and here's another thing. He only got another year. Ben ain't going to be that long, so I feel like we're going to roll with him. But when it comes down to it, Big Ben going to do it. Watch him.
I have a feeling that he knows that this game here is a critical game that we needed. He's never won in Oakland. I mean,
he'll put on the show. Yeah, Ben gonna put on the show.
He needs to do
and
before he hangs his cleats up. So I think we can't go in there being complacent.
Yeah, and you know what's gonna hurt if we lose this game. This is the worst team in the NFL. That's what's so bad. I mean, out of 32 teams, this is ranked number 32, the Raiders.
Well, I remember one year, I don't know what season it was. It's probably the last 5 years. We lost to every team that was under 500.
I know.
The Raiders was one of those teams
yep.
At that time. It was the Jets. I think the Saints were kind of bad. We lost to everybody that was under 500.
Right. Yeah,
we only lost one game to a over 500, and I think team, and that was New England. That season,
yep.
I think we're
gonna be all right though. We're gonna be all right.
I hope so. I hope.
And
these 2 games have really gotten me to be.
I know I was upset too. And see now, some of the fans. You got some fans that just out of control. We upset being fans when we lose. But you don't throw your you don't throw your players under the bus. Because like I tell people, whenever they do something bad, you was cheering. Don't put your jersey on when they win, but when they lose, you want to badmouth them. We don't do that because see, when you do that, you ain't authorized to cheer when we win. It makes you look bad. And I be telling these players, I be telling fans all the time, stop doing that. Now think about it. Think about it though. You know what I'm saying?
Constructive criticism.
That's what it's called.
I'm not gonna talk bad. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
I'm not gonna talk to another team about my team bad. You'll never hear a bad word out of my mouth.
But exactly.
To another fan of another team, because that's not how I roll. It's with me. It's God, family, and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And that's what it's all about. Because me and you sat here.
I already told my kids that, hey, that terrible towel is going to have to be in that casket when it drops.
You heard that.
Not, I'm going to be mad.
You already know. Because listen,
I already know that.
Ride or die. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm getting ready to ask you a trivia question. And you get this trivia question right, I'm going to send you an autographed Pittsburgh Style CD. The song is called Pittsburgh Style for Super Bowl 40.
Okay.
I made it when they went to Detroit and won the Super Bowl with Jerome Bettis.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So here we go, Miss Armstrong.
Okay. I hope I get it right.
I need you to tell me, who was this guy that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers? He was mean, lean, and he was green, and he was number 75. And let me tell you, he ain't no joke. Could you tell me who that guy was?
The most decorated Steeler and my most favorite Steeler player, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green. You got it, Miss Squid. You got it.
Oh,
Miss Armstrong.
That was easy.
See, Miss Armstrong, it's all good.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this. You got any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
I just want to give a shout out to all the Steelers fans. We need to hold our heads up. We are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Don't all these labels, America's team and this team and that team. We don't need to worry about that because we set the standard. We are the standard. As the chief said years ago, before I was even born, we are the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's all you need to know. Here we go. We're striving for 7. None of those 31 teams want to play us in the playoffs.
You better
they
believe
don't want
it.
us to get hot at any time because you don't want to see that black and gold.
You already know.
To hold our heads up and know that we set the standards because we are the Pittsburgh.
We are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Speaking of that, you know why they became America's team, right? You heard the history on that?
Oh, yes, because he said we don't need that because we are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's right. Okay, so you know.
I don't need a label to define who I am. We already know who the Steelers are.
That's what I'm talking about. And the last question I'm going to ask you, Miss Armstrong, could you please tell me what's the baddest station in the land and the baddest station that pays?
The MC Reggie Fresh Morning Show.
And there you have it, folks, coming to you from Jackson, Mississippi, Mrs. A.K. Armstrong on the MC Reggie Fresh Morning Show.
This is the MC Reggie Fresh Morning Show. A station that pays.